AITA for going to my friend's wedding even though her mum and dad, who is the father of my child, will be there. When I was 19 I met a guy in his 40s at university. He told me he was married and had 3 kids but his wife was dead, so he wanted to keep us secret until the kids were ready to hear about us. When we'd been together for 18 months, I found out I was pregnant. He freaked out and admitted his wife was not actually dead. Needless to say, we broke up, then began a custody battle. And when I say battle, I mean battle, as his wife said he could only keep the kid if they got full custody and I got nothing because she didn't want to deal with me for 18 years. After a lot of bullshit from the wife they only got visitation every 2 weeks. Because of her all or nothing mentality, on finding out that her actions had resulted in visitation only, they decided to not be involved at all beyond child support. During the custody case, I met his other kids. His sons both hated me, but his daughter, Kate, who was 6 months younger than me, felt that her dad was the only one who should get in trouble here. Kate wanted a relationship with her youngest brother, who was still an infant and who I now had full custody of. I agreed to letting her see her brother, and we actually became pretty good friends, as we were a similar age, with similar interests, and she spent a lot of time with the baby. A few years ago I introduced Kate to a friend of mine, and now they're getting married. My son and I are still a touchy subject with Kate's parents, and Kate says her mum regularly complains about the child's support. However, Kate wants her little brother at her wedding, and she and the groom both want me there. The wedding isn't until next summer, and the invites haven't even gone out yet, but she's sorted out her guest list and me and my son, who is now 6, are both on it. I've already said we'll be there. Kate's parents have seen the guest list. Her mother has messaged me asking me to not attend. I've refused, and she called me unreasonable and said I fucked up her family 6 years ago. She doesn't want any drama or bullshit, e.g. my son recognizing her husband as his father, which he will be able to do as he's seen pictures and knows that Kate is his half-sister, or the affair being made known to their wider family. She also doesn't like my friendship with Kate, and has said that she doesn't want to see my face at Kate's wedding as I've humiliated her enough. My POV is that Kate has asked me to be there. I'm friends with Kate and her soon-to-be husband, and my son is already excited to go. Plus it's not like I'm going to take the microphone and go attention. My 6-year-old is the bastard child of the bride's father. Cheers to the bride and groom. Plus, I don't have a problem with them being there, despite the stunts the wife pulled when we were sorting custody, so if they're the ones putting their foot down, I feel they should be the ones to not go. I talked to my roommate about it, and the roommate said that while she's a bitch, I did fuck her husband, and I'd be bringing his child to the wedding. AITA for still wanting to go despite Kate's mother telling me not to? NTA. The real asshole here is Kate's dad, with his wife in second place for taking out her totally justifiable anger about her husband's infidelity on you. I talked to Kate. No, you don't want to cause issues with her pre-wedding, but it'd be worse if nobody said anything and she had no idea that conflict was brewing on her big day. What if her mom caused a scene? Tell her that you are excited to come and bring your son, but let her know that her mom is upset about this so that she's prepared for any drama. The priority is to make sure she's happy at her wedding, not to cater to her cheating dad. You're a good mom and a good friend. Yes, please keep Kate fully informed of her parents' behavior. She is the one who gets to decide who she wants at her wedding and what boundaries she needs to enforce to enjoy the day. If Kate asks you not to attend, then don't. But since Kate wants you there, she needs to enlist some friends, or hire security, to babysit her misbehaving parents, or there is going to be drama. ETA, op. I'm sorry that you were deceived by a predator at such a young age. I'm sorry that that predator and his wife would rather blame you than face reality. It seems you and Kate have formed an awesome connection, however, and I'm glad your son is appreciated by his sister. Some family is worth holding on to. It sounds like you and Kate have that in each other. You fucked a widower, not a husband. You thought the wife was dead because he's a liar. None of this is your fault. Go to the wedding and have a great time with your son and your friends. Everyone else can suck an egg. NTA. This is something you need to discuss with Kate and her fiancé. Although they want you and your son to attend, it sounds like there is the very real possibility that her dad and mom will cause a scene and upstage the whole wedding. Kate and her fiancé need to decide if they are okay with the wedding potentially being about this family drama and not about their nuptials. TA. NTA. Your roommate is off base by saying you fucked her husband. He told you his wife was dead and you didn't learn she wasn't until you got pregnant. Only you can decide if it's worth attending, but the wife is seriously misplacing her anger that should be directed at her husband for being a cheater. AITA for refusing to apologize for a childhood diary and getting angry. My privacy was violated. I, 25F, took in my dad, stepmom and stepbrother while they were getting some major repairs done on their home. During the time they were with me, my stepsister, 22F, was there to see them. She decided to snoop in my home. My dad and stepmom let her. She found an old diary I had and read it. He got upset by the contents of it, mostly because I wrote about how I hated having her in my life when my dad first married her mom and saying she was annoying and bratty and I wished she could live with her dad out of state. All of this was written in a diary when I was 10. She freaked out on me when I got home. I asked her who gave her permission to look through my stuff. My dad told me to calm down. Told him they should have stopped her. My stepmom went nuts saying it was horrible that I ever wished her daughter was sent away. It got a little nuts between us all. My stepsister demanded an apology for the stuff she read. I told her I was the person owed an apology because she went into my private space uninvited and snooped through my stuff. She told me it didn't matter because she uncovered something that deserved to be uncovered. I told her it was that kind of attitude I didn't like about her back then. This set the three of them off at me and I ended up telling the three of them to leave. My stepbrother wanted to stay with me but his mom wouldn't let him. They have since reached out asking me to apologize. I stand firm in not apologizing and being the one who is owed an apology. AITA? NTA. This is crazy. It's very immature to flip out over something that happened 15 years ago, even more so given that you were a child. I'm amazed that they ask for an apology after going through your private diary. The nerve of some people. It doesn't shock me too much. In general, she was let get away with a lot when she was a kid that only she would get away with. It's so weird to me how you don't give a shit about letting someone grow up like that. My dad apologized a few years ago so our relationship got better because of it. Obviously he wasn't really sorry. Nope, you're NTA here. They violated your privacy. You're the victim here. You can acknowledge their apologies without accepting them, but please remember that the best apology is changed behavior. I don't think I'll get any, but this is a good point. Thanks for making it. NTA, your stepsister basically just proved that 10-year-old you was correct and a very astute judge of character. I hate to be judged so harshly on shit I said when I was 10. Kids are assholes, often unintentionally or unknowingly. Op at 10 wasn't even an asshole. Just right, smiley face. NTA, gosh, you were 10, and they violated your privacy. They should apologize you. That's a pattern for her. Has been since I met her. Which is why, had I known, my stuff would have been locked up a lot tighter in general so she couldn't snoop. AITA for choosing not to sew baby quilts or dresses or anything other than housewares for my family. I started sewing when I was around 18. When I got to college there was this girl Allison in my dorm who brought her sewing machine, and I could hear her doing stuff through the wall. I got up the nerve to say hi to her and I spent so many hours on her bed watching her sew while we watched TV and talked. She taught me some basics and I eventually saved up to get my own machine. My family didn't really support this. They've always been kind of who has the time for that people. Anything that isn't sports or work is bad, because people should always be in the pursuit of more money, more cars, dating up, getting rock hard abs, etc. The first year, I made everyone simple, but useful presents. Aprons, pot holders, zipper pouches, etc. My dad is the only one who appreciated it. An apron meant for grilling. He still uses it. One sister said oh so You don't have a job. When I moved in with Allison to some off-campus apartments, my family started going in on lecturing me about not bettering myself constantly. Mind you, I was in school to be a teacher. 7 years pass, Allie gets married, I sew her wedding dress. She's more of a sister than my actual sisters. This is the first time my family takes interest, because now, I can be of use to them. Jen sees the dress and starts telling me what she wants for hers. Annie tells me what she wants for Flower Girls. Told them no. They didn't take it well. Now, there's talk of grandchildren, and everyone has started looking at me to step up and make family heirloom quilts for the babies, as well as all kinds of other things. They tell me what's the point of sewing if you're not going to sew for your family. I told everyone why should I sew anything for any of you when you laughed at me and told me I was wasting my time. It didn't go over well, and my sisters have labeled me a bitter, hateful bitch who won't let go of the past, and that I am jealous that they are successful in their careers while I'm scraping glue off desks. I teach high school, so no. A few friends have told me that my outburst was childish, and that I shouldn't punish the grandchildren for my family being shitty to me. In my mind, I'm not punishing anyone. Punishing them would be taking away something rather than just not going out of my way to spend a lot of time sewing for people who are ungrateful. Plus, and I hate to say this, just because they're related to me doesn't make them family. Compromised and said I would make everyone some potholders for Christmas. They told me to not bother coming if I'm not going to be a member of the family. AITA? NTA. Honestly, I think your family members sound really insecure. They're also focused on status and achievement, and then they see you having a hobby you really enjoy, a good friend who is dear to you, and a career that fulfills you even though it's low status, which I don't agree with at all, but just sticking with the perception, and honestly they just don't know what to think. You are happy and fulfilled by perfectly ordinary things, while they have loads and it's still not enough. So they try to make you feel bad in order to feel better about themselves. It's sad, really. Alright, BTW, family isn't just the one you're born into, it's the one you choose. If your blood family can't accept you for who you are and be happy that you are content with your life, then screw 'em. That's not what family does. While sooner or later some obligations around legal kin are hard to avoid, when it comes to optional things like family Christmas, don't force yourself to participate if you're not going to get anything out of it. Instead, surround yourself with people like Allison who accept you and love you for who you are. People like her are your real family. Nadar. Also, woohoo for sewing an entire wedding dress. That's not easy and sounds like you're very skilled. And no, they want to use you without actually appreciating you. I'm pretty sure they won't even pay you or even provide materials. You're not punishing anyone because you're not taking away anything. No is no. They're not entitled or deserving to your free labor and time. NTA. They were mean and petty and now they want presents made using the skill they were mean about. They are less clever than they think they are. The skill they are being mean about. They clearly don't understand the level of effort and talent that goes into making something like a quilt. They've just decided it should be no biggie for Op since it's not like she has a real job. Screw that. Sewing is like sex. If I like you and you appreciate it, it's free. Otherwise you couldn't pay me enough to do it. NTA.